Donaire, though that it's not full leverage, full power in the right hand, he has been able to find the target.
The left eye of Donaire just beginning to swell a little bit. Check left hook from Inoue. He's been remarkably steadfast given some of the punches he's taken. And we're so used to seeing fighters fall after the snap of the punch lands that it's almost a little bit disconcerting to see a man stand his ground and throw back.
Oh!
Counter right hand from Donaire.
Wow!
Inoue rocked to his boots, and Donaire now just sensing a moment here in round number 9. But he knows that he can't rush in. He knows he has to be careful, but he's got Inoue hurt here. Minute 30 on the clock, plenty of time to set his shots up, jabs his way in. All eyes are on the old champion. Stiff right hand lands yet again. Inoue takes it, tries to come back with a counter of his own.
Another right hand. This is not in the script, Chris. This is incredible stuff from Donaire. Big right hand over the jab of Inoue. Really stunned him for a second, but credit to the chin of Inoue. But this is really, really encouraging stuff for Donaire.
Very few picked him to win. One was the last man to beat him, Carl Frampton. That was at featherweight, and he said, do not underestimate the power of this man, and if you do so at your peril. And he's carried it all the way back down to 118. He hurt Frampton in the last throes of a fight that the Irishman largely dominated. But he is right in this against a man who many gave him virtually no chance against at all.
His face is a mess now of Inoue. Lots of blood from the eye and the nose. Having an awful lot to think about here. Really, really good stuff from Donaire. Honestly, really showing all his experience and know-how and class.
Well, it was a fight that he actively sought out 18 months ago. Called him out, not in a disrespectful way. He obviously just saw something that he felt he could take advantage of. Perhaps he remembers the strength he had back down at 118 pounds and just felt he wanted one last opportunity to show how great he was. And he has dragged Naoya Inoue into the deepest waters of his career here.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, there's a huge amount of, I mean, wow. That's a lovely right hand. Really, really was.
And Inoue tried to hang on, but Donaire again wily, didn't let him.
There we go, right on the chin. I mean, that was a lovely shot. He took it so well, Inoue. Though he was hurt, he managed to grab hold of him and sort of slow things down. But that was a great round for Donaire. You know, I was about to say, you know, huge pressure on Inoue. Absolutely none on Donaire. Only the pressure that he would have put on himself. So you can go in here and just do your thing. He understands how good it is, and he appreciates what a good fighter he is, and he's showing it now.
Into round number 10, and it's neck and neck. As those easier contests that ended early helped the older champion to go into this fresher than he otherwise might have been had he got through them under more difficult circumstances. We know Inoue is fresh. He's the young, hungry puncher, as Donaire was all those years ago. But the elder statesman has been moved nicely to this final. And what reserves he does have left, he's going to leave in the ring tonight. But Inoue knows he has to start strongly here. Perhaps he senses that he even may be behind.
I've got Inoue one up. But the momentum 100% and definitely with Donaire. But it's a good positive round to the start of round number 10 for Inoue. He's come out, but back comes Donaire. It's a good jab.
Nice counter right, then the left hand off the back of it from Donaire. Inoue rips to the body, head snapped back by that left hand, which has served him so well over the years.
Again, Donaire stalking his man. Good right hand again. Inoue takes the sting out of it, but still it's a landing shot, scoring shot.
Inoue just taking a walk here, being forced back, trying to get Donaire to have to reset, trying to make those older legs work. But so far they're working well. Perhaps the one thing Inoue banked on was his power offsetting the rhythm of Donaire, and he has had his attention more than once. But for him to still be there, still firing back, and arguably in the ascendancy, must be mentally playing with the mind of Inoue in there.
Yeah, absolutely. When you've been destroying everyone in front of you with ease, and you've probably got everybody telling you how good you are and what a great fighter you are, all boxing experts classing you as one of the best out there, and it must be hard to not believe your own hype, and doubt can kick in, when you're in a contest like this and you've got an experienced champion in front of you who really believes in himself. Doubt can kick in, but this is good stuff from Inoue.
Terrific combination on the inside. Donaire goes a little flat-footed for the first time in a while. Inoue just picking and moving now, but he's picking with force. Looking for that exit to the left, does so well. Inoue just trying to catch him on the turn. Is he just slowing a little?
Oh, good right hand.
And this is now Inoue's round.
Oh, and again.
But he hurt Donaire there, and he did. Right hand, left hook, then another right hand. Donaire just inching back for the first time in the round. Inoue starting to pick those shots. The bell came at just the right time.
What a fight, honestly, brilliant. And look at Inoue, what a warrior, an absolute monster, getting the crowd going. That was a great finish to round 10 for Inoue there. Honestly, great stuff. He stunned Donaire with a big overhand right. It was a short right, actually, over the top. And again, credit to Donaire. He was still there, but he was definitely stunned. And the home fans like that one.
Well, let's have a look at it. It was the jab that just set the shot up, blinded his vision. And he rode that one pretty well.
Pretty sure it was a short right hand that come in. Good jab from Donaire there, but it was the end of the round that was so good for Inoue. Good left to the body, didn't actually see the shot that stunned Donaire shortly, but
it's
great round.
Every bit as good as we had hoped it had the potential to be. Of course, there were those saying it would be over in a couple. We, of course, didn't think it would be, but deep down, you just know that when you have two guys that can switch the lights out at any stage, you really wouldn't be surprised if we'd been had the kettle on over 20 minutes ago now, but we're still here. Championship rounds. Right. Oh! Donaire is hurt here. He's dealing with it well, but Inoue will sense the shots landing cleanly because Donaire not taking his feet back with him.
This is superb stuff from Inoue. What variation. Head, body, these right hands you cannot miss at the minute. Worrying times for Donaire. Lovely work from Inoue. This is class. This really is good stuff.
Donaire desperately trying to get back on that jab, establish the range, push Inoue backwards, just give himself a breather by whatever means necessary. He's yet to hold, though. Pops that right hand from southpaw momentarily. Can box southpaw, doesn't do so very often.
Listen to the home crowd now, really get behind him. It's a lovely left to the body. Lovely shot. I don't know what the ref's doing. Oh, he's counting now. That was a lovely left to the body, Chris.
Well, he's down for only the third time in his career. It was respectful from Inoue, who let him walk away. 1 minute 35. Has he made the count? He's up. And the referee says box on. Is the end nigh here? Donaire digging deep.
He's really hurt.
Tries to hang on. Inoue opening up for the finish. He's working upstairs. Is he looking for one more big left to the body? It's a long, long time to survive in there for the old champion, who's acquitted himself so brilliantly over the last 11 rounds. But is this the end? Check left hook now. He's hurt Inoue. And Donaire just stops the momentum in its tracks as we knew he could. Reads the left hook.
He's still feeling that body shot, Donaire. Struggling to move, get out of the way of the shots from Inoue.
Well, the left hand that's got him out of jail so many times in his career just halted momentum for a moment, but as Inoue regathered himself for one final onslaught. 38 seconds.
What a fight. This really is, what a contest.
A modern classic inside Tama. As Inoue opens up again, sinks the left into the body. Donaire thought about taking a second knee, but he stays up. And this minute and a half will have seemed like an age for the old champion as Inoue pours forward, right hand lands, 10 seconds on the clock. Can Donaire see out the round here? Digs that right hand into the body. Remarkable, remarkable round. One of the best rounds of the year so far, Dan. What a pleasure to call.
That was amazing. That really was great stuff from Inoue there. Superb and amazing bravery shown from Donaire. That was class. That round there was worthy of any final, any fight, anywhere. It was fantastic.
Well, you talk about the great rounds in history of boxing. People will look back on this one as one of them. Donaire turning away there.
Really didn't want to go down there, Donaire, but that delayed reaction that you get a lot of the time from body shots, I know myself, they're sickeners, and credit to Donaire, he got up and he did at some point in that round land a short left hook that stunned Inoue for a second, but that was a massive, massive round for Inoue.
Well, remarkably, he's the first man to his feet, Nonito Donaire. It has been a classic, and the respect between these two will only have grown after tonight. Inoue so nearly got Donaire out of there in the last round. Can Donaire see out the 12? He feel he deserves to.
Absolutely. But being the champion that he is, the fighter, the warrior that he is, he'll still try and win this. So don't expect Donaire to let some big shots of his own go. He's behind on the scorecard. So he needs a massive, he needs a stoppage.
Well, long left hook just gave Inoue pause for thought for a moment there. Opens up with those combinations again. He knows that left hook to the body. If it lands one more, how many more times can Donaire absorb those? He's got 2 minutes to do so, but he comes forward again. Powers of recovery, remarkable.
Absolutely. They really are, and credit and take my hats off to the preparation that must have gone in for this contest, because they're both still in there, still throwing big shots.
Well, he's got Mike Buzzell and Kenny Adams in his corner these days, Donaire, and 2 disciplinarian strength and conditioning experts too. He would have whipped himself into as good a shape, condition-wise, perhaps as he's ever been, and the proof has been in the pudding. His work rate has rarely dropped, but it's Inoue now who's in the ascendancy. This is ebbed and flowed from start to finish. Both have had their moments. The moment now is for Inoue. It's just this where age and youth and sharpness and strength comes into it. Just trying to break the will of Donaire. Get the sense, Darren, we may be watching the last minute of the career of Nonito Donaire. Whatever these scorecards show, he's got the feeling of perhaps the last time he may do this. And if it is, what a servant he's been, a credit to the sport of boxing over the last nearly 2 decades as a professional.
Absolutely, and it won't be long before he's inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's a good finish from Inoue, it really is. He's shown and he's answered lots of questions. He really has. He's a great champion.
Both so popular in Japan, and of course the fans will want their hometown hero to win this one. But I think secretly, Darren, given the legendary status of Donaire, all he's done for the sport of boxing, they will want him to finish on his feet. Nonito Inoue simply will not. 25 seconds to go in a quite memorable encounter here in Saitama. Donaire just willing himself forwards for one final time.
This has been, honestly, a great contest. One of the best fights I've seen. I've enjoyed this, I really have. It's been amazing, and hats off to both guys. Fantastic stuff.
Well, they go toe-to-toe to the final bell. Smiles all round. So much better than any fan could have predicted. A modern classic between these two. Inoue will believe he's done enough there, but my goodness, he was pushed to the outer limits far harder than perhaps he ever anticipated.
There's just so much credit that we have to give to both contests. Look at that cut there that Inoue suffered so early on, and to come back was amazing. And for Donaire, you know, the heart, what a warrior. I mean, it was incredible. He was always in there, always looked dangerous. At one point, not far past the halfway stage, I had Inoue up 1 and Donaire on the ascendancy, looking very good. But back come Inoue, showing his class, showing his worth, showing why he's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. It was honestly amazing stuff. Hats off to both guys. That was incredible.
Well, we saw his younger brother Takuma Inoue fall short against Nordine Bali. He learned a lot of world-level lessons tonight. Naoya Inoue, if he comes through this, will owe Nonito Donaire a great debt of gratitude for the lessons that no doubt he has taught him tonight.
Absolutely. You know, that's all what was lacking in the resume of Inoue was experience, and what he would have learned this evening will be invaluable. You cannot buy this. You know, it's all well and good putting bums on seats and knocking guys out, but that 12 rounds right there against a 4-weight world champion will go and hold him in great stead. Look at the respect there. That's tremendous. That really is. Both great champions, both great guys, great ambassadors for the sport. And you see there, that's why this is the greatest sport in the world. Look at that, you know, two guys go to war for 12 rounds and then embrace each other like that. That's why I love this sport.
From Hooker Ramirez to Taylor Prograis, we have been thoroughly spoiled with unifications this year.
After 12 championship rounds, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. Judge at ringside, Luigi Moscaleri has it 116-111. Otavio Rodriguez, 117-109. And Robert Hoyle scores the bout, 114-113. For your winner of the coveted Muhammad Ali Trophy and the IBF and WBA Ring Magazine Bantamweight Champion of the World, still undefeated, Naoya the Monster Inoue!
Well, there was a look of relief on his face as his hand was raised. Here are those cards. A little wide, Darren, the 114, 113, perhaps a little more reflective of what we saw.
Yeah, I had Inoue by a few there, not quite as wide as the first scorecard there. But that was great.
A Japanese boxing legend.
So the Muhammad Ali Trophy about to be presented.
Masahiko fighting Harada.
So fighting Harada, regarded as the best Japanese boxer of all time. He's the Japanese Boxing Association president, Boxing International Hall of Famer. From one Japanese legend to a young man that is fast becoming the next. Naoya Inoue wins the Muhammad Ali Trophy and unifies the WBA Super and IBF Bantamweight Championships of the world. A tremendous contest, and he got through it.
He did. We've held that trophy, Chris. We know how heavy that is, so to be able to carry that after the war that he's just had.
When you're 118 pounds as well.
Yeah, so it's another pat on the back from me to Inoue. But that, honestly, I'm in awe of what I've just watched there. I mean, the last two finals, this one and Taylor Prograis, honestly, Sauerland brothers can be extremely proud of what they've created here, because you know they were superb finals that are worthy of any title, anything laid on the line. That was tremendous stuff, and you know the home fans will be absolutely delighted that the local man, their hero, their warrior has come through.
Comes forward again, powers of recovery, remarkable.
Absolutely.